Hey everyone, Egman here with another Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle. Before we go into it, I got some advice to try to just go over the team beforehand. I'll probably just do this, I'll probably just make a couple battles with the same team and just do like one of these at the beginning of the first one. I'm just retroactively doing on this one because I didn't, obviously do it on the first video. But also there will be a paste bin with all the kind of IV set information in the description below as well if you just want like a quick copy paste text thing to do for this team. But yeah, so we've got for lead we have Azelf with Stealth Rock, Explosion, Taunt, and U-Turn, max speed, Jolly, just to make sure we go first. Azelf has a really good 115 speed, so it's pretty usually Azelf goes off first, and you're able to use Taunt if you wanted to kind of disrupt your opponent, so that's really good. Focus Sash is just needed so you can make sure you do your Stealth Rock and all that. But yeah, just a really good turn, and also just being able to be max speed and be able to just explode in your opponent can sometimes just be really helpful. Usually, and if you're able to use Taunt and then Stealth Rock, if you keep your stash up, I think it's really important so you can do some more stuff later in the game. So I think it's not only lead, you don't have to blow up on the first turn, but or on the first couple turns, but it is there if you really want to. So there's that. Next we have Terrakion. He's pretty much kind of like just our game ender. Super powerful. His base 129 attack. He is Jolly, so and we're with 108 speed, pretty fast Pokemon there. Also being able to with Choice Band, just demolish a lot of your opponents. Close Combat and Stone Edge, both stab, really do a lot of damage there. Then we have Earthquake and also Quick Attack. This might be weird, but it's really our only priority in this on this team. So just being able to have some priority can help, and just really revenge kill something, and then just you have to switch out afterwards, really. But really cool there. Just really solid Pokemon there. Next up is Celebi. I picked Celebi because I really like it. Pretty much we're just doing a timid set. So with special attack. We just use Calm Mind, and there was the set I originally did was Nasty Plot, but Nasty Plot's only for like a 2011 event. I don't know why it's legal in this format, but Calm Mind kind of does the same thing, and sometimes having the special defense boost is better, just so you can maybe live something that would otherwise kill you, so that's good. And then Psychic, Giga Drain, and Dazzling Gleam with also Psychium Z there. This can just be if you set up with a Calm Mind or two, you can really decimate an opponent sometimes, and just Giga Drain is such a good thing with it being stab and everything. This is just really solid special attacker. Next we have Sharpedo, which is our Mega. I really like this Pokemon. The more I've used it, the more I like him. So normally we have Crunch, Ice, or we do have Crunch, Ice Fang, Earthquake, and Protect. So pretty good coverage there. I think a lot of people use Psychic Fangs instead of Earthquake, but I just like it for the coverage. And I know I kind of have two Earthquakes, but I just like it. And I don't think anything that's going into this, I think I have good coverage there. The only thing if you're worried about fighting types, Earthquake could be Psychic Fangs, but usually I like the Earthquake there. We're doing Adamant just because I feel like even though 95 is kind of lower, having speed boost, getting one of those off is great. And I play a little bit more aggressive with this, just because I predict a lot of people to expect the Protect, and so I just go into an attack turn 1 anyways when they switch, or use a setup move, and then I use Protect on turn 2, and so I usually get 2 speed boosts there. So it's more ballsy to go with the Adamant build, but I think it's really good, and he has a lot of potential to kind of sweep at the end of the game because with plus 1 or 2 speed, and then his Mega attack stat, that's really good. Then we have Klefki. Klefki's one of my favorite Pokemon, so I had to put him on my favorite team, or my first team. Just really a bulky mon, special defensive with Careful. Really just to set up spikes, and also you can defog. So I know it's kind of like counterintuitive to do that, but I feel like it's been helpful. Just defog and then put your own spikes down. Play Rough can, just so we're not taunted out, and then Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave's really great for stopping, like a sweeper. They're trying to set up with you, just use Thunder Wave. The only thing that I'm not used to is that I used to really play a lot of Gen 6, and so Prankster used to just get around everything, but now it doesn't do anything against dark Pokemon, so that's something I have to be aware of and get better about. But Prankster still, I think, is a really good effect and ability, and it carries you there. And then lastly, we've got Rotom Heat. just being able to do overheat and will-o-wisp is great. Volt switch there. I'm not sure if plane split is the right move for the third, but just having our volt switcher feels really good. We're max speed just so we can just use volt switch effectively and switch into what we need, especially against slower Pokemon. And Will-O-Wisp is just a fantastic thing for them to, stop any like physical attacker from going on. So with Ipapa Berry as our berry, it really does help a lot. And especially the only thing you have to be careful about is that there's so many times where I use Pain Split and then they hit me down into Ipapa Berry, 25% or less, and then it procs, and then I use Pain Split and it doesn't do anything, right? So maybe that's just me not playing around Pain Split correctly, and I should have been doing like Will-O-Wisp or something, but I think this is probably the weakest of the Pokemon here. I probably can optimize them a little bit more, but this is the team, and let's go into the battle. Alright, so we've got Justo S as our battler here in this UU tier battle we've got today. So he sends out his Blastoise, and I send out my Azelf. And usually, Azelf is a really solid lead to go for. You don't always have to, but I felt like I could confidently set up. And so this, I decided to go for a Stealth Rock as he goes for his Mega right now. And I know that this probably has Rapid Spin, but I also felt like he would spend a turn using it. So I decided to just go for it while he decided to go for his Dark Pulse. And with Mega Blastoise's special attack boost and also his Aura Breaker ability to just boost any of those Aura things, he was able to proc my Focus Sash, leaving me at 1. With that, I decided to switch out for Azelf using U-Turn, thinking I could use it for Death Fodder, or you can still use it for Explosion later in the game. So I do that, and I just go into Terrakion, hoping he used another Dark Pulse, so I can get a +1 attack boost with him. But he goes for Rapid Spin instead, which is probably the right choice, because my Azelf was still at 1. But Stealth Rock goes away, and really just my Azelf did nothing pretty much, right? He just was able to negate all that. But I end up going for close combat with Terrakion and just stay in. And I don't know if he expected that or expected it to kill, but with Choice Band and also just being 120 stab on such a hefty Pokemon, it was able to kill Blastoise. I'm not sure what the calc was, but it probably was closer than I thought. He goes into his Powdon and sets up his Sandstream. And thinking he'll use an Earthquake on this, I switched out to go for my Celebi, but he goes for the switch again to go into Haxorus, which is a good, probably was an okay move, but I think Celebi kind of counters that and really is able to punish that Haxorus. So I decided either going for a Calm Mind or Dazzling Gleam, and since Dazzling Gleam is able to probably kill Haxorus in one attack, I just go for it, but he ends up switching to Magneton, and so setting up probably would have been the better call, but I just didn't do it. So Sandstorm starting to hit me a little bit, and I decided to go for the switch myself, and I go for the Rotom Heat, thinking I could take whatever this Magneton wanted to do, and also set up some Will-O-Wisp and all that kind of stuff. So he uses the Volt Switch on the Magneton to switch out into his Destro again. And so this was kind of a mistake for me. So he has his Mold Breaker, and I just totally forgot that he can still Earthquake on Levitate. So, but thinking I was one probably just faster and everything, I go for the Will-O-Wisp, but he just goes straight out for the Earthquake and just kills my Rotom really easily. So, it kind of forced him to do that. He can't go for the Dragon Dance. So I get a free switch out of Rotom falling, but it still felt kind of bad to do that. So I next go for my Sharpedo, thinking he can't one-hit KO me with anything, and I think I just go right for the Ice Fang, thinking that I won't have to do anything like that, but I instead go for the Earthquake, thinking he'll switch into his Magneton, and that's, I really like to be aggressive with the Sharpedo, because a lot of people think that, you'll protect or do something to get that speed boost on turn 1, and instead I go for that Earthquake and just is able to KO there at Magneton. So get the speed boost there. That felt really good. And then also I can protect on this next one. Sure, I get buffed by the Sandstorm, but I get a +2 speed for nothing, a really safe one. So that's what I do. I go for protect. I also think that the Sand Slash is probably Sand Rush. I think that's one of the ability he gets. So he goes for the Earthquake. So being able to go +2 speed pretty much guarantees it in my mind that I am faster than it and able to hit it. So At this point, I almost feel like I probably have the game. Being able to have a +2 Mega Sharpedo kind of set up like that feels pretty powerful. So I go for the Mega Evolution and go for the Ice Fang. And this doesn't KO. I was really expecting it to, and I was actually surprised it didn't. But I end up not KOing it, getting pretty close. And if I was able to KO this Sand Slash, the game would have been completely different. And he was really annoying for the rest of the game. So he used Earthquake, and he almost KOs my Sharpedo, but the Sandstorm does it for me. And so maybe if I went for Ice Fang instead of Protect, I maybe would have been able to live and do everything. But I just wasn't sure about the speed. So I go into Celebi. And I just go for the Giga Drain, thinking he might just sacrifice his Sand Slash, but he doesn't. He switches into his Togekiss. And knowing all this, I believe that I'm probably faster than this Togekiss. So I go for my Calm Mind here, trying to set up while he goes instead for his Nasty Plot. So sure, Calm Mind means that I'm not doing as much damage compared to Nasty Plot, but I also have a little bit special defense boost. So we're still kind of on like the same playing field in that kind of way. And so, but an Air Slash is not fun, so I go just straight for my Z move, and I'm not sure if I know there's like some YouTube copyright stuff with Z moves. I don't think it's for like the generic ones. I think it's for like some of the special ones. So maybe this will get copyrighted, maybe not. I'm not sure. We'll find out together. But I do the Z move and on the Togekiss, hoping it KOs, and if it worst case he switches out, and I think it'd still get the KO on something, but. It does actually end up KOing. I'm not sure how close it would have been, but that felt pretty good. +1 Calm Minded, Z move with Stab. I felt pretty confident that would kill. And so this is kind of where I throw the game. So I know he's got this Hippowdon and this Haxorus, and so I go for the Dazzling Gleam, thinking he'll switch into Haxorus, and then he does this to me. And with Ice Fang, I'm like, oh dang, okay, shoot, I'll have to go for Giga Drain, and maybe I'll get some health back. And then he goes into the Haxorus, and so that just felt really bad when I do Giga Drain. So I lost two 50-50s in a row, so that felt just really bad. And so I do actually do pretty decent damage on the Haxorus and get a lot back, but definitely not enough to live whatever attack he goes. And he's definitely faster than me too, so. He goes for his own Z move here, the Corkscrew Crash, and that will do enough to spoilers to KO me after this animation. And so double Z moves here. Maybe I'll get copyright strike twice and learn my lesson for not doing this. But I think these ones are okay. Well, I'll find out within very shortly. So that connects and KOs my Celebi. I don't think there's anything I would have switched into. Maybe I could have gone into Klefki. But I just know he has Earthquake too, and that would have hurt too. But I do go into Klefki in general here. And so since my Klefki is Prankster, I'd go for Thunder Wave. Just wanting to make sure that I am able to, not get swept by this Haxorus here. And then Haxorus goes and uses Earthquake there. And I've got a pretty defensive, kind of bulky Klefki here. So it does a lot of damage, but it's not able to KO me quite yet. And additionally, it's Steel type, so it doesn't get hit by the Sandstorm either. So living there, I was pretty confident I was living, and I'm happy I did, but it was a bit closer than I wanted. So I just go for the play rough. There's not a lot of attack investment in Klefki, but being super effective and all that, against Haxorus, it KOs him pretty easily, I think. And so I'm down to 31 health. Against his Sand Slash, and this is where he kind of goes off with the Sand Slash. So I use Spikes here, and just because there's like nothing else I can do, I know that he's going to outspeed me and everything. So he goes for the Earthquake, and KOs Klefki pretty quickly. And so right here, I think I should have done something else. So I had two options, right? I could go into Azelf and think I can outspeed him, or I can go into Terrakion and use the Quick Attack, the Choice Band Quick Attack, to just KO the Knuckles. But I just decide that I'm probably faster and I'm wrong, and so I just die, lose my Azelf for nothing, which could have just done a lot of good for me. So, because I could go into Terrakion now and then use Terrakion to use Quick Attack to KO this Knuckles, which I do right now. And then after that, he's going to bring out his Hippowdon, which is pretty bulky, and I pretty much was like, okay, as soon as I put this Azelf, I have to go, quick attack, because Otherwise, I'm just going to die. And so I'm maybe praying that quick attack can do enough damage to zip out on, but I'm not very, like, I have to just hope for a crit, right? And so he does this quick attack, or I do the quick attack, doesn't do anything, and just does earthquake and KOs me quickly. So that was a big mistake too. So two kind of mistakes with the Celebi 50-50. I missed twice, and then I should have once again just gone Tracheon, then quick attack, switch into Azelf, and then from there go into and just be able to refresh my move and go into close combat. But really cool game. Really appreciate Joseph for playing me. Let me know what you guys think about the battle, and I'll catch you all next time.